You were sitting in a small noodle shop which was not that much crowded. Only a few regular customers were having warm soups to prevent catching a cold in the month of November. You were stirring your bowl absent mindedly, your chin rested on your palm as you pouted while your eyes were fixed on the steam rising from the bowl. Ish, mom and dad really had to leave now. You were feeling out of place, everyone around seemed to be laughing with friends or family while you just sat alone. Well, your parents had left for an international trip, leaving you behind. They always prioritized work. Your mom was a businesswoman, while your dad was the CEO of one of the most prestigious companies in Seoul. They always had work to do, and that's why you were always left alone. You took a big bite, finally slurping the noodles slowly. Not bad, you said quietly to yourself, trying to sound cheerful but failing miserably. Suddenly, you felt a pat on your shoulder. You gasped and nearly choked on the noodles. You quickly turned around with wide eyes and saw a familiar grin. Hey, Dylan, you brat scared me, you said, hitting his chest playfully. He chuckled and slid into the chair beside you while rubbing his chest. I came here with some of my friends and then I saw my best friend sitting here alone, like a lost puppy. How could I not join her? You rolled your eyes but couldn't help smiling back. Still, don't just appear out of nowhere. I almost dropped my chopsticks. He leaned closer, resting his chin on his palm. Well, at least I didn't find my best friend crying. You pouted playfully. Hey, I was not crying. Sure, sure, he said while pretending to zip his mouth. You giggled and waved at the waiter. I just see one more bowl of noodles, please. The waiter nodded with a bored eye and smiled. So, how did you do in semester exams? You poked your noodles with the chopstick and replied, I did well. Thankfully, I thought I was going to fail literature again. He raised an eyebrow. You fail. You are like the most dramatic person alive. How can you fail literature? Now that's rude, he grinned. You laughed, rolling your eyes. Suddenly, your mobile phone rang on the table. You looked down. It was a call from your Aunt Jeon. You quickly wiped your hands with the handkerchief and answered the call. Hello, Aunt. Hi, dear. Where are you? Why haven't you reached Busan yet? Your parents said you would come live with us while they are away. You bit your lower lip, glancing at Thailand, who was slurping his noodles noisily. Ah, Aunt, I didn't want to trouble you. Trouble? Are you calling me troublesome now? She said in that classic Korean aunt tone that left no room for argument. You waved your hands even though she couldn't see you. No, 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 I mean, I just didn't want to be a burden on you. That's why I said so. Please don't take me wrong. Now you are embarrassing me, dear. You are coming, and that's final. I won't hear any excuses. Your room is already ready. You sat smiling helplessly. Okay, Aunt June, I will come. Good girl, I will be waiting. You hummed and hung up the call, and I looked at you and said while chewing the bite, Your aunt? Yeah, she said I have to go to stay with her in Busan while my parents are away. He leaned back in his chair. Oh, that's not bad. Busan is nice. Seafood, cafes. You said, resting your cheek on your palm. Yeah, but I will get bored here alone. Her son is abroad and she lives alone most of the time. She just stays in her room and requests to read the novels for her. Hey, you won't be alone this time. I am also going to Busan to my sister's house. I can drop you off and I will also visit your aunt's house. Great idea, right? He said excitedly, looking at you. Your eyes lit up. Really? You would do that? Yeah, I mean, of course, I can do that for you. You smiled and said, Okay, fine, we are leaving then. Yeah, we are. You both giggled after finishing your meal. Dylan drove you home. In the evening, your small apartment looked like a Toronto heated, clothes scattered everywhere. Suitcase open on the bed. Dylan was helping folding your clothes terribly. Yeah, that's not how you fold it. He pouted. Then why would you ask me to help? It was my bad that I asked you to help me. You are creating more mess. Just sit there quietly and don't make more mess. He threw a pillow at you. Bossy. You threw it back, annoying. Both of you ended up laughing like kids. Finally, after hours of chaos, you zipped the suitcase closed and took a deep breath. You quickly changed into denim shorts, a white oversized hoodie, and sneakers. You tied your hair in a half ponytail. Dylan whispered jokingly, Busan is not ready for this beauty. You hit his arm playfully. Shut up, Dylan. He laughed and carried your luggage to the car, loading it carefully. You looked out from the passenger seat, smiling, seeing your home as he started driving. Finally, the car rolled to a stop in front of something that made Dylan's eye widen. An enormous white mansion. The iron gates had golden initials JJ engraved on them, and there was a wide driveway. Dylan blinked while leaning closer to the window. Hey, don't tell me this is your aunt's house. It is too big. You chuckled softly, brushing your hair behind your ear. Yeah, she's kinda rich. Kinda? Why in this place look like a set of some Hollywood movie? You laughed lightly. You stop exaggerating and get down. He smiled and parked the car beside the marble staircase and got out, opening the trunk. You followed him, Dylan lifted your suitcase out of the car. Well, this is where I say goodbye, Miss Virginis. You smiled, taking the handle of your suitcase. Thank you for the ride, Dylan. I will keep visiting you here, okay? You nodded with a warm smile. He waved and got back into the car. You waved as the car drove off. Sighing heavily, you turned towards the large wooden door and rang the bell. No response. Aunt Jeon? You called softly, knocking twice, but still nothing. How many times I told her to not employ the maids or guards, but she never listened to me. You remembered that your aunt always hid the spare key under the pot. You bent down and lifting the pot, you found the key. You sighed in a relief and using it, you unlocked the door and walked inside while dragging your suitcase behind. The mansion was same old, everything was shining from chandeliers to the marble floors, but the silence was so deep that you could hear your own footsteps echoing through the hall. You walked towards the long staircase. Aunt Chion, it is Vian, I arrived. Your voice echoed. There was no answer, which made you frown. Maybe she's resting in her room. You turned towards the hallway but suddenly froze. There was a low, dark chuckle. You walked towards the direction from where the sound had come. It was coming from one of the bedrooms nearby, the one with its half door open. You tiptoed slowly, dragging your suitcase quietly behind. The light inside the room was dim, but you could hear voices. They were male voices, and they were surely laughing. You slowly peeked in, and your breath caught. On a leather couch, you saw Jungkook, your aunt's son, sitting with some of his friends. He was looking handsome, always. Since when he came back, you muttered to yourself with your cheeks flushing. The moment Jungkook looked up and saw you, his lips curved into a smirk. He quickly stood up. His friends also turned to look at you. Hey, you all get lost. We will meet later, he said, giving them a glare. They all quickly stood up and exchanging glances. They went out one by one. When the door closed, it was just the two of you. You crossed your arms over your chest while narrowing your eyes. Where is Aunt June? Wow, straight to the point. Not even a hello. You could at least ask about her son. That's kinda rude. You rolled your eyes dramatically. Okay, so her son, when did you return from Paris? Now that sounds good. I just came a day before. Okay, now tell me, where is she? He tilted his head, pretending to think. Mom went to her sister's house. Oh, she's in Beijing then. You turned towards the door, dragging your suitcase. Okay, I will leave then. He panicked with more wide eyes and moved in front of the door, blocking your way. Hey, don't go. You raised an eyebrow, a teasing smile formed on your lips. And why not? He rubbed the back of his neck, looking almost boyish now. Because, she will be back tomorrow. Please don't go. It will look bad. You said, looking at his awkward expression. Something about the way his ears turned red made you chuckle softly. Fine, I will wait until tomorrow, then I will leave if she won't come. He gave you a bright smile and said, Oh, yeah, sure. You rolled your eyes and said, Hey, Jungkook, can you help me with this? You said while pointing at your suitcase, No worries, princess, I will put it upstairs to your room. You blushed slightly at the nickname, watching him carry the suitcase effortlessly. After helping you set your things in the guest room, he stretched lazily. Dinner will be ready soon. You cook? You will see. He chuckled lightly. In the evening, You were laying on the soft bed scrolling through your phone when you heard the voice echo faintly through the hall. Mayan, dinner is ready. You said, rolling off the bed. Coming! You glanced down at the outfit, light pink pajama shorts and a white thin top. It is Jungkook, whatever. You shrugged. You rushed outside when you stepped into the dining room. Jungkook nearly choked on his pasta. He was eating. His fork froze halfway to his lips while his eyes widened slightly before he quickly looked away. What happened? Nothing. He replied quickly, clearing his throat and pretending to focus on his plate. You sat down across from him. Somehow he composed himself, pushing a plate towards you. Here, enjoy the food. I made it. You looked at him suspiciously. Really? I thought you were just kidding. Why do you sound so doubtful? He said with a dramatic pout. Because you don't look like someone who cooks. He placed a hand on his chest. That is offensive. You laughed softly and took a bite. The pasta was actually delicious. You looked at him and found him already looking at you with his curious doe eyes. Okay, fine. Not bad. I am impressed. Glad you liked it, he chuckled. After dinner, you helped him cleaning the dishes, though he protested several times. Then you went to your bedroom. Jungkook rubbed the back of his neck shyly, seeing you disappearing. The next morning, you woke up and yawning. You rubbed your eyes. Your hair was messy from sleep. You dragged your feet down the grand staircase. Your one hand was lazily brushing the railing. Your mind was still half dreaming as you mumbled to yourself, I smell something good. You followed the scent, warm eggs, toast, and something buttery until you stepped into the kitchen. Jungkook was standing by the stove. His hair was slightly damp from a recent shower. His sleeves were rolled up and his veins were visible as he whisked eggs with quiet focus, but your sleepy brain didn't register any of this properly. Without thinking, you walked up behind him. Your eyes were half closed. Mom, is breakfast ready? You mumbled softly. Jungkook froze completely, his eyes widened, and the whisk passed midair. His heartbeat started racing thump, 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 so loud that he was sure you could hear it. He didn't move, didn't even breathe properly. He just stood there, stiff and stunned, letting you stay like that. Mom, the toast smell good. That was it. The ladle in his hand slipped and clattered on the marble floor with a loud clang. Hearing the loud sound, you jumped and your eyes snapped open instantly. What? And then realization hit you. Your jaw dropped as your cheeks turned crimson red. What the? He turned towards you slowly with his red ear. Why didn't you say anything? He shrugged, fighting a smile. How could I? I didn't want to ruin such a perfect morning. You glared, crossing your arms. You are unbelievable. He chuckled, picking up the fallen ladle. You looked away, pouting. I thought you were my mom. He laughed, unable to stop himself. You grabbed a piece of toast from the counter and sat at the breakfast table, hiding your face behind it. As you started eating, you said softly, Hey, is Aunt coming today? Jungkook, who had just poured coffee into a mug, froze mid slightly. His smile faltered for a brief second. Maybe she might come tomorrow. But why tomorrow? She said she would be back today. Yeah, why did your gaze gulping? Yeah, well, she texted me saying she will be late. He frowned suspicious. Texted? But her phone is off. I tried calling her several times. Jungkook blinked rapidly, then grabbed his glass of water and drank nervously. Oh, I didn't mean her phone. I meant my aunt's phone. Your aunt? You tilted your head. Yeah, he said while forcing a casual laugh. You nodded with a light smile. He let out a quiet sigh of relief, turning back to the stove just as the atmosphere started to calm. Your phone rang on the table. You glanced at the screen. It was Dylan. You instantly smiled. You pressed the speaker button while eating the pancake. Hey, Mr. Perfect. Hey, bestie. I was thinking, it's been a day and I am already missing my partner in crime. Mind if I visit? Jungkook hand froze midair as he was setting the plate down. His eyes flickered towards you. Immediately, you grinned, taking a bite of toast. Why not? I'm getting bored here anyway. If you come, I will actually be happy. The sound of metal hitting the plate made you glance at Jungkook. He had stabbed his fork into the eggs a little too hard. Oh, she's bored with me. He muttered under his breath without looking at you. You ignored him, still smiling into the phone. Yeah, come. The mansion is huge. I won't even notice you are here. Dylan laughed. Okay, fine. I'm coming. I will be there after by afternoon. Okay? Great. The moment the call ended, silence filled the kitchen again. You reached for your juice, pretending not to notice Jungkook's sharp gaze. After a second, he spoke in a flat tone. Who was that? You looked up innocently. Oh, my best friend Dylan. He's coming to visit. His eyes darkened slightly. Your best friend? You nodded cheerfully. Yup, he's really nice. You will like him. Jungkook forced a smile, though his voice had an edge of irritation. Yeah, I'm sure I will. Hey, what is with that tone? You asked him, though you knew he was jealous. You also knew he liked you and you liked him too, but secretly, right now you were enjoying seeing him getting jealous. Nothing. He said, stabbing another piece of egg with unnecessary force. You stared at him for a moment, hiding your smile. He poked his inner cheeks, thinking he would not be able to bear anymore. He pushed his plate and stood up to leave for his room. Hey, stop! Jungkook looked down as if he didn't want to answer. You smirked. He gripped the edge of the counter. You held his hand. It was cold and slightly trembling. Hey, what happened? Well, it did, unless you want me to erase it. He looked down shyly, his ears were turning red now. Your cheeks burned with embarrassment. Ah, so you are shy now. I'm not shy, I'm just surprised. You like me? I didn't realize it before. And yeah, Dylan is just my best friend. His gaze softened, he reached forward. You have no idea how long I wanted to hear that. I get scared when you talk to your friend. I thought you would leave with Dylan and forgot about me. After a while, he mumbled softly, You smell like vanilla. You laughed quietly, and you smell like burnt pancakes. You looked into his eyes, deep, dark, and sincere. You smiled back, and small tears formed in your eyes.